Hi everyone, my name is Adriana Gutierrez, and I'll be teaching you the steps on how to drink safely. And yes, and I am talking about alcohol. All right, let's get started. So, the first step is to understand the different types of alcoholic drinks. First, we have beer. Second, we have liquor. Third, we have wine. And fourth, we have any distilled spirits, which is like rum, gin, vodka, whiskey, and so much more. So, in terms of beer, the standard drink size, and when I talk about standard drink size, it's one drink. So, we're talking about a 12-ounce beer that is equivalent to a one drink size. Then we're talking about an 8-ounce for liquor, and then we have 5 ounces for wine. And then for distilled spirits such as rum, vodka, and whiskey, it would be 1.5 ounces. And obviously, these types of alcoholic drinks is different for women and men. So that's your first step. It's just understanding what is an alcoholic drink. Because once we know, we could figure out how many drinks we could have. And so, which is the next step on which I'm going to talk about, which is not going overboard. So there's different types of drinking. Obviously, it's best not to drink, but the first one, the fewer the drinks, the better. So let's start with moderate drinking. So men could have less than two drinks, and females will have less than one drink. Binge drinking is obviously not too high or not too low, but it's like obviously not the best. Like I said, with anything associated with alcohol is bad. So for binge drinkers, men would be five or more drinks, females would be four or more drinks. And then for heavy drinkers, it's just so much alcohol in your system, honestly. So for men, there is more than 15 drinks, which is a lot. I know, really a lot. And then for females is more than 8 drinks. So now that we understand and how much drinks we could have, whether you are a woman or a male, we could proceed with our next step. So the next thing I'll be talking about is if you go overboard with alcoholic drinks, it will affect your health. So the fewer the drinks, obviously, like I said, alcohol is not the best, but the fewer the drinks, the lesser are the risks for your health. Okay. Obviously, I mentioned it before, alcohol will always affect you no matter what. So now we're talking about what goes on inside your body, right? The first thing we're going to talk about, if you go overboard, even with a lot or a little bit, it always affects you. So just know and understand the risk once you take that sip of alcohol. So, first, it will affect your central nervous system. Obviously, when we're talking about the central nervous system, we're talking about the brain, right? It will affect the process of thinking, moving, speaking, and even cause a delayed reaction. When I talk about drinking, I will also associate it with drinking and driving. So let's say um, you're driving, obviously, alcohol will affect that process. So you would have that delayed reaction. So obviously, if you have too much alcohol, it would lead to alcohol poisoning. I know, which leads to obviously a high blood pressure, liver damage, and so much more that the list goes on and on. And specifically, the third bullet point I want to talk about is specifically women, females, they are prone to develop cancer. So even when you're a drinker, yes, the risks are lower, but you're still just damaging your body. So women are prone to develop cancer over the years of just prolonged drinking. And also the last step of this would be planning ahead. Obviously, it's good to have that plan, like that, I guess you could say the agenda when you're going to start drinking. Obviously, it's not safe to drive while you're drunk. So always have that person to provide transportation. So whether that is your friend, your cousin, family member, or anyone else, an Uber, a Lyft, I could go on and on. But as long as you have someone else that is not you yourself, you're fine. If you don't want to plan ahead and you don't want to, follow these steps, then don't drink at all. That's the simplest thing I could say to you guys. And obviously, let's say you don't have transportation, then stay over a family friend's house or have a friend, like, just ask a friend, can I stay over your house? Or just have your friend look after you or a family member look after you, because it's better to be safe and drive smart because it will save your life and also others. But if you don't follow the last step, then problems will arise. Obviously, when you're driving under the influence, a cop or even a state cop could pull you over. They could either suspend your license, charge you with a DUI, and obviously, all these effects will affect your driving record as well as your career because it stays on your record. So if you get caught drinking and driving, your blood alcohol content will be above 0.8%, which causes all these challenges, right? This is why we want to avoid this and follow the steps to safe drinking. Thank you. And hopefully